Live and alive.
We're live.
And we're alive on Mario Day.
Oh, yeah, coincidentally.
Mario Day. Freaking awesome.
I've got some Mario stuff back there.
I got Mario stuff right there.
Yeah. I've got some creepy Mario, old creepy Mario dolls staring at me from up there on my shelf.
Creepy Mario dolls.
Yeah, dude. I wish it was within arm's reach because I would pull it down, but Natalie and I would always refer to it as diseased Mario. It's like it's official merch from Nintendo, in the early days, and it is creepy.
Is it the furry, fuzzy mustaches and everything?
Yes.
Oh, I had one as a kid.
Yeah, diseased Mario and diseased Luigi.
I had one as a kid. Let's see. Let's go over what we're gonna cover in episode 137 of Video Game Bullshit before we do the live intro for the podcasters. Let's see here. So obviously, main episode we're gonna talk. You called it Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Non-spoilery.
Non-spoily.
Non-spoily. Yeah, there we go. Non-spoily Final Fantasy VII. Talking the beginning portions of the game where we're at currently and all that jazz. What we've been up to, got some pickups and things. We'll do that at the beginning. I got a rabbit hole of H. Wilson games that I've been researching. And H. Wilson I got some interesting details too that we didn't talk about during the week. So it'd be fun. And then played a game with the wife last night. So we played some games last night. So that was fun. We were supposed to do it on Friday, but I passed out. Too much drinking. It was just ciders. I just drink ciders, but yeah, it was
some Longbow.
Oh yeah, I went to a place, Paradise Ciders. Really good. I got to talk me out of it, Tristan. Something to talk me out of. And then we'll do project announcements, and where we're at in projects, along with the upcoming Premium Direct in 2 weeks, right, Tristan? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah. So, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we got a Premium Direct, a bunch of announcements. We've been recording and stuff. And then I think tomorrow we have 2 NES games, Jim and Dale games going up.
We do.
Pre-order, and there's not that many copies, so that'll be fun to talk about and the differences between the 2 games. And then I haven't played any Picross 3D2 except for a couple things, so I'm not going to talk about that one on the episode. And then I did a randomizer this morning just to check out a different game in alignment with my Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, at least with the story.
Sure.
And then we'll talk about because in 4 days we're going to be linking up at Game On Expo in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm leaving the damn island for the first time in a year. And ironically, the last convention I went to was about a year ago, which was Midwest Gaming Classic. That was the last one I did. And
yeah, that's right.
And this
last time I saw Jeff.
And this will be
I tried to kill him with food allergies.
I mean, true. But that's okay. Actually, the Indian restaurant tried to kill me with food allergies.
Well, yeah.
with their fish or whatever it was. I don't even remember. Yeah, that was them. Oh, they don't put it you had no clue, no knowledge on ingredients. And then I went back to the room and I drank about half a bottle of tequila to make sure that the swelling went down, and it works. So.
Hey.
I was I'll be back, and I disappeared, and I just the alcohol does help with the EOE that I have in my esophagus. It worked. And then so this will be the only one I go to this year because Midwest is in a couple of weeks as well. But I'm going from Phoenix to Disney, and then I'll be going from Disney to back here, and then I got to train my replacement for the Army. So change of responsibility for my first time being done will be 18 April. So can't really go to Midwest right in the middle of that.
No.
Yeah. Might be able to go to SoCal though, because I should be moving right in that window. So I might be able to go there, maybe.
When is SoCal, if you remember off the top of your head?
June 7th to 10th, whenever the weekend is. They're in that one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that it's like beginning of June.
I'm actually going to be in California then, but I'll be visiting my sisters and parents. Maybe not too far away from there, so who knows? Maybe I'll get a wild hair and drive down or something.
Yeah, we were thinking about it because that's technically the week before we move, but I could always take an extra week of leave. But that's if all the stars align, so that'd be cool. Yeah, and I think that's about it for VGBS though. Gave people. Is there anybody chiming in on the chat right at the beginning just to see if anybody pops?
No one's here yet.
Yeah, because people chat in every once in a while, which is cool.
Yep, every once in a while. It is good for a reminder because I do forget to look up at that little chat icon.
Yeah. But yeah, I won't be. We probably won't take any breaks during the episode though to do it because it kind of breaks up the monotony. We'll do it before we go. But all right, let me see. Make sure I got all the stuffs, which I do. All right, ready?
Ready.
Welcome to episode 137 of Video Game Bullshit. Doing craziness today. And it is the day we're recording. It is Happy Mario Day.
It is Happy Mario Day there, Jeff.
Pretty awesome. Happy Mario Day, Tristan. Really fun times. And I did find a Mario-themed treat because in about 4 days, we're going to be linking up at Let's Play Gaming Expo in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's right. I am super excited.
It'll be awesome. Yeah. I went in because there's a lot of people. First convention I'm going to be at since last year, since I moved to Hawaii. First time I'm leaving the island in a year. And it's going to be cool. About a 6-hour flight, I think, is what it is. Maybe a little bit longer. But I went and got some snacks, some Hawaiian snacks for everybody that comes and hangs out. I will have the I Survived patches.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see if people survive. But I did find Mario-themed snacks where I was at. They had like almost Pringles, but there's a Mario can and a Luigi can. And so I got a Mario-themed can of Pringles and a Luigi-themed can of Pringles.
Nice.
I think Luigi's is sour cream and onion, fittingly. But Mario's is a weird flavor. And
oh, yeah. Okay. So that was the obvious question that I forgot to ask. What flavors are they? Like,
well, what? Sour cream and onion for Luigi.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. But Mario's is like shrimp flavored.
Oh, what? Yeah, I don't think Mario and think shrimp.
He's a little shrimp. Immediately. He's a little guy.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah, there was another one too that was the Donkey Kong one, but it had wheat in it, but it said butter flavored, and I was like, no, wasn't doing that one. But I will bring them with to Game On, and we shall see how fun they are to have people try. Nice. But I got a bunch of other Hawaiian snacks, though.
I just had a funny thought, and it's just for people like me who are introverts. So I don't drink, but, I love hanging out with people. I'm a little bit of an introvert by nature. I think we should have a variant I Survived premium patch with, instead of, what is it, like a tequila or something like that, or a martini on it? A bottle of Xanax.
Bottle of Xanax
for me. I Survived premium. Yeah, no, go ahead. That's stupid thought.
Okay. That's wild. Yeah, and then we'll talk about the end of the episode what we're gonna do for episode 138 because we're gonna do I'm gonna bring recording equipment, and we're going to do an episode before the convention starts because we're going to be too damn tired once the convention actually starts. And we do have a panel on Sunday. I think it's at noon. Okay. Talking preservation of video games, and Nintendo should be joining us for that. If he is available at that time. I'm not sure if he has like a flight Sunday or anything, but
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Play it by
that'll
ear.
be fun. It'll be fun, and there's lots of crazy times over there. Usually ends up at Cobra Arcade Bar one of the nights, usually Friday or Saturday. And then they have like different musicians and other fun stuff. So it's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, dude. And there's like no shortage of good food to eat down there too, from what I hear. So
yes,
I'm looking forward to that also.
Man, all I know is over the next week, because right after Game On, we're going to Disney. But I need some In-N-Out. I have not hit In-N-Out.
Oh yeah, you're one of those, huh?
I haven't had it in forever. One of those.
Okay.
I haven't had the restaurant in freaking years.
No, I mean, yeah, I know. All right, yeah,
like
but
dude.
I haven't had Whataburger, but I don't like it.
I'm not as much of a fan of Whataburger because they don't have like a animal style or a gluten-free style burger, whereas In-N-Out does.
Yeah.
Whereas Whataburger, they can do a lettuce wrap if you catch them on the right day, but other times they just put it in a tray, the burger, and it's like, but Whataburger's good too. I like them both, but I just haven't had In-N-Out in years.
Yeah.
So, and I'm on an island where I don't get anything. I don't even get like Chipotle. So.
Yeah, that actually surprises me that there's no In-N-Out in like Waikiki or whatever. I mean, dude, they've got freaking Coco's Curry. Like, you know, it's a touristy place. Like, why wouldn't they go there? They'd make a fortune.
I don't know. I have lots of curry and lots of deliciousness here. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I just had some poke, so poke all day.
Dude, I miss that place. I really do.
Which place?
Your place, the place that the island you're on right now.
I was like, yeah, because where I was at getting all the snacks. I went to Don Quixote. Mm-hmm. They have tons of Hawaiian snacks and stuff like that, but they have fresh poke that they just scoop out for you. Scoop out that oyster poke and ahi and salmon and
dang man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just had the salmon right now with some rice, some sticky rice. It was really good. Mm-hmm. I am absolutely going to miss that like tremendously. Yeah. I take advantage of my poke while I'm out here though. It's very good. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't bring poke with me on the plane, but you know. Wouldn't hold up.
Not with that attitude.
Wouldn't hold up. I don't have dry ice sitting in my bum.
Yeah.
Let's see. What have you been doing or up to anything over the last like little bit?
I don't know. Like, you know, aside from like working on premium stuff, which we'll get to a little bit later. You know, we mentioned that we have the direct coming up. I'm the one who actually edits that. So we did some recording. I recorded with Barry this time. I recorded with Frank this time. And then I know you guys recorded. So we're almost done with all the recordings. And now I can actually, you know, go in Filmora and put all those together. So that's pretty time consuming.
Pretty funny that Barry doesn't have us recording together when we do a damn podcast together. Very odd.
I don't know.
Very odd gentleman.
Maybe we should just do our own section and like throw it in there.
Yeah.
And not tell him.
I mean,
it'll be a surprise.
I definitely ad-libbed the second outro take. Actually, I named some, but I ad-libbed Higgins Alley books in there. And the second take, I ad-libbed the Switch Collector and the Video Game Console Collector's Field Guide that are both.
Hell yeah. Okay, well, that's the take I'm going to use.
Take two. I definitely used that because he didn't have that in the script at all. And I'm like,
no, yeah, we're an absolute afterthought.
Because we're talking about like stuff on the website, and then I'm like, oh, and if you keep scrolling down, there's some books over there. There's some Switch Collector series and the Video Game Collector's Field Guide by Tristan. Like, and Barry was like, you can hear it in his voice. He's like, oh, he doesn't like to change his.
Come on, Barry, throw us a bone.
Like, come on, dude.
Jeez, Barry.
That's up on the website. Buy the books. Yeah, it's funny though. I mean, yeah, so it's going to be a fun time for that direct though. Got some crazy announcements. The other thing is like the premium side, I've been testing some crazy games. I tested 2 new games this weekend, and both games that are up on the newest thing because we test everything, we share it all amongst the team. Both games were excellent. Like one of them has something to do that's very interesting, something to do with a very interesting subject that I'll talk about, which actually goes into pickups. It actually transitions to pickups.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a whole lot going on gaming wise, so I mean, we can jump into pickups if you want.
Yeah, we can do that. And I was going to say, I mean, like, obviously Final Fantasy Rebirth, which is a big part of this episode. That's what I've kind of been, spending most of my time on. I really didn't go outside of that game at all this week. So I've got plenty to talk about when we get to that. But yeah, what did you pick up this week?
So, first of all, I sent you a text and I asked if you had the hat, and I got a story.
Yeah, buddy. Yes.
Yeah, so
bro.
I got a second hat, and it was just funny. So, pickups, I went and bought, went to GameStop and bought a couple games. I got a couple PS4 games, which I didn't bring up here. I got Nioh 2, which is that crazy, like, action game where you're like this, like, god and doing craziness. And I got Final Fantasy Type 0 for the PS4. They were both like super cheap, like under $10. And then I bought the two games that I have here, but I was like talking, and I'm there with London, and she got a EV keychain. And I'm just like, hey, London, look, there's the Final Fantasy VII hat. And they had like a stack of hats sitting there at GameStop. And the guys over there just unboxing stuff. He's, hey, you want one? And I'm like, sure. And he just goes, boop. And I'm like, nice. And I'm like, hey, London, do you want this hat? She's like, I don't want to wear the hat. I'm like, I got it for Tristan.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then let me see. So yeah, so the other game that I got those two PS4 games, and then I got a Switch game. I got this game.
Yeah.
The Outbound Ghosts. And if you don't know, Merge Games and Digerati got into some trouble with this game because they released this game when it was unfinished. Yeah. Now, where this is interesting is that we may have an opportunity to do right with the developers. And so I didn't know that until I talked to Barry, and then I was like, oh, I just bought this game for like $10. Great.
Yeah, I think I picked that one up a few months ago, but yeah, it was on the heels of hearing that news, that like fallout between the developer and the publisher, and how they kind of did them wrong. Like, yikes.
All I know is that if we pick up the mantle with the developer, we're going to do things 100% perfect.
Yeah, it's so weird to like go against those kinds of wishes like that. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't either.
The other game that I have, which was sitting down in the PS4, PS5 area, but it's a Switch game, is this game, After Image.
Oh yeah.
And excellent game. It's still sealed. But I don't know why I hadn't brought it up here. The other game that I bought, which is, hang my head in shame. I got the new 1-2 Switch game, the one with the horse head on the front.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was again like $15 or something. Yeah, and Andrea wanted to play some games. So I got that, and then we ended up playing the other game that we had intended to play. Which I could say now because it's part of it. We wanted to play it on Friday, but then I bought that on the Let's Play or whatever, Let's Go 1-2 Switch, whatever it's called. She wanted to play Switch Sports and play Switch Bowling, like Wii Bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. So that's what we ended up doing yesterday, Saturday night, is we played Wii Bowling. We played, and she beat the crap out of me in it, like mercilessly, like
nice.
Better than I could bowl ever. And then we played badminton, volleyball, golf, tennis. We played the fighting one, the sword fighting. Everything but soccer.
I remember at the time that like of release of that game, golf wasn't part of it, but now that has since been added. Yes, you said you played that one.
Yeah,
yeah.
played,
See, that's what would bring me to buy that one.
it was fun as shit too.
Golf is so much fun on that.
And you like so what you do is you use the little Joy-Con and you press the X button to like focus, and then once you press the right trigger, he'll go up next to the club, so you can take practice swings. And if you use two hands to do it, it's actually harder because you'll twist the controller, because you got to keep the controller like straight, which is awkward for me because like I twist the golf club when I swing anyways. So but either way though, I was getting like pars, and I think I got a bogey in one, so not too bad. We only played 3 though, three holes, so we could get used to it, and Andrea might be into it though.
That's actually a fun side tangent that we can talk about. So my experience with Wii Golf, it was the fall or winter. I was deployed at the time, and that's when I ended up getting the Wii, like right after it launched. And we played the crap out of it on deployments. Did you guys ever I'm sure you did. You probably played, X System or whatever game on deployments. What did you guys play?
So the Switch actually came out when I redeployed from Iraq. So I did like over 15 months in Iraq, came back, and that Christmas time frame was when the Wii was sold out. And my sister found a Wii with Wii Sports in Maryville, Indiana. She found like the last Wii.
Yes.
And she sent it to me in Germany. Mailed it to me in Germany. But what we ended up playing a lot of was Xbox 360 and Halo 3.
Okay, yeah.
And then Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. That was the other thing I did the shit out of. Yeah, so like I ended up buying my Xbox 360 from a buddy who was leaving Iraq, and I bought his Xbox 360. And then Halo 3 was just it. And it was wild because, and we talked about this on Video Game Bullshit back in the day with Kyle, my buddy Cecil Pendleton from high school. We used to play video games, play Nintendo 64. We used to rent Nintendo 64 games and play like NBA Hang Time, which is where Kyle got in a fight with Robbie Binder and was like beating the shit out of him. And like Kyle was out of control. And we played GoldenEye and Mario Kart and all the stuff. But Cecil Pendleton would go to his house all the time. I randomly saw him in Iraq.
That's amazing.
Didn't know he was in the Army. And he was a captain in the Army Reserves. And it was like his 4th deployment by that point. Because the reserve unit in Indianapolis freaking deployed all the time. So then him and I played the hell out of some Halo 3 before he redeployed. Because he was leaving Iraq.
That's freaking cool.
It was badass. Like him and I played some Halo 3 back in the day, like old times, playing some first-person shooters.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that was like some of my deployment stories. The other piece was once we moved, because we started in the Green Zone and then we moved out to Diyala Providence. Diyala Providence is near like the Iran border, and there were like IED training grounds out there. So like I was in danger all the damn time. But at night, we would play Dota.
Ew, no.
Yeah.
Dota.
We played Dota. And I had no clue what the hell that was. And it's like Diablo, right? But it was like Dota version of Diablo. And it was cool. Like I had one character that was overpowered and I beat the shit out of everyone and had fun with it. And I never played it after I left Iraq. Didn't really like it, but in that moment, it was fun.
I had a lot of friends that they would like invite me over to like LAN parties and stuff like that back when that was a thing, and to play Dota. And I was not into it. So I would just sit there and watch people like rage quit and just have fun that way.
Hey,
Dota-like games are not my jam. Not at all. There is
nothing more satisfying than a Halo 1 LAN party, and you have 4 Xboxes in 4 different rooms. And when you kill them, you can hear them cursing you.
Yeah. That would happen all the time in our dorms.
Mother effer, like what the hell? And I would sit there and take the banshees and the ghosts and be able to like take them on there'd be like these little cliffs, and I'd be able to take it and like drive it perfectly, and then like maul people from above, like with the vehicles and shit. And like I would just like manipulate that game, Halo 1.
That's awesome.
We would do it in the
Um,
Joylet in Joliet. The Joylet. We had a bunch of friends out there.
MWR. Is it called MWR for you guys?
Yeah.
Morale, welfare, and recreation. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. It's the same across branches sometimes, and I just didn't know if you guys had another term for it. But
Yeah.
MWR put on for us while we were in, your R&R land. That's where my deployments were. That's where we ran missions out
So
of.
we take breaks.
Yeah, exactly. You poor guys would come through and like have a week or two of R&R, and then
In your
go back
hardship.
to. Yes, I know. Yeah, we got hardship pay, which was absurd. Anyway, that's beside the point. No, so like we every Wednesday and Friday or something like that, they played bingo, and it was rowdy. Like we had bingo at this like big gathering. It was a couple of big tents that we called the bra because it was two big tents. It looked like a bra.
Okay.
So we'd hang out at the bra. People would drink, get rowdy, play bingo, and there were actually some decent prizes. Like they spent a lot of money on us for morale, welfare, and recreation. But I ended up playing bingo, and that's how I got my original Xbox. I won an Xbox playing bingo, and it's hilarious. Whenever you yell out bingo, like everyone boos you and just like pissed off at you and like wants to throw stuff at you. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was awesome. Like that deployment, I got an Xbox, and then I ended up picking up, I think it was like Tiger Woods. We played a lot of golf while we were deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still to this day like playing Tiger Woods golf. It's just
dude. I love golf games,
don't
man.
play it. We don't have the time to play it or any of that, but it's fun as shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a crazy tangent, and we could continue to go down the MWR because I remember we never talked about an episode, but I think it was one of our listeners, Jesse Glenn, asked about the MWR Pogs, the AFIS Pogs.
Yes, yeah.
And that's how they use all the change. They give you change. They give you the cardboard Pogs that you can trade in, and I have a bunch sitting in storage.
I'm sure I've got a stack somewhere too.
Yeah, I got a ton of them. And they all have like different pictures on them. So they didn't have to like mail and ship a bunch of change around from base to base, saving on weight.
So these Pogs were considered gift certificates for AFIS.
Yeah.
I wonder. I never tried spending them at a Nex. I wonder if I could. Probably not.
They're probably expired at this point.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you got any pickups. I got a couple more though.
Yeah, I have a couple pickups. I mean, like I was going to talk about this right here. This is in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Sir. That's where Barry's from.
Yeah, that's right. But I also picked up, and I'll show you on here. I wasn't sure how, you've got kind of a long last name. Mine's only 6 letters, but how many letters in Wittenhagen? I don't want to do math real quick.
3.
Three letters in Wittenhagen.
Hey, it's spelled right.
Yep.
No,
that was the first challenge.
What I like, which is a surprise, is I like how it flows for the color from red.
Yeah, the gradient.
Black. Oh, that's cool as shit.
It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, man. That is bad.
Yeah, and I picked one up for the other guy that's going to be with us.
Scott!
Yep. So, and he has no idea, unless he's watching this.
Yeah.
It'll be a surprise to him.
And Scott will be on episode 138 with us. We'll talk about what that'll be. So we'll have to it'll be fun.
We'll surprise him on the podcast. We should surprise him.
Yeah, we can. And I want to try to bring my Lenovo Legion Go and record the podcast on the Lenovo Legion Go. I don't know if I can. I'm going to see if I can get my microphone and to work with it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need headsets. All we need is a microphone. Because we can all hear each other in the room. We're not going to need headsets.
Let's do like Scott and record in a bathroom stall. How about that?
Shitter full.
We are live, VGBS, from the bathroom at Game On.
Yeah, I did mention it before we recorded, but I was like, Scott's number 7. I'm like, that's actually a first sergeant's call number on radio. So it's like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So essentially,
Dang.
it's why, like, when you say the wife in the Army terms, in military terms, she's household 6. 6 is the commander when you do the radio. So it's like, so if we're the Spartans, the commander's Spartan 6, the first sergeant's Spartan 7.
Damn.
So 7 is the
well. Oh well.
Oh, it's
had
all
I
good,
known,
man.
I would have done that. But yeah, I was going by. So like, I pick 8 initially because like Hunter Pence is my favorite baseball player of all time. He wore number 8.
8's
but
the
also
executive officer.
Oh yeah, there we go. But coincidentally, I think, and I was doing some fuzzy math at the time, I think I was the 8th employee of Premium. So
I would be the
that works
first,
out.
so that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I put you number 1, Mr.
I
Founder.
don't know if Scott is the 7th. Maybe he is.
I was guessing. Yeah. So
was he there before you or after you?
I think before me. I think right before
Really?
me.
Oh, then interesting.
It was either him or Joe was number 7.
Well,
So.
Joe was around before Josh.
Oh, okay. So never mind then. Yeah. So I probably got it right. He's probably
Maybe.
number 7.
We'll say he is. You
Yeah.
definitely got it right. We'll just say he is.
Yeah. No one could prove me otherwise.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Figure it out. So something else I got, which you likely also have, and it came in the mail last week. I'm not going to open it because I have nothing to play with it yet. I got in the pocket adapter set.
I actually didn't. I did not order those, and I need to. Well, actually, the only one that I wanted was the Neo Geo Pocket Color one, and Eric's going to give that to me because he doesn't have any games.
Nice.
So yeah.
I don't really need the Lynx one, but having the TurboGrafx one's cool.
Yeah, that's badass.
And then obviously Neo Geo Pocket Color one's cool. I don't have a ton of Pocket Color games, but TurboGrafx and PC Engine. That being said,
oh yeah, transition.
That being said, when we're at Game On, I absolutely want to get try to find some TurboGrafx and PC Engine games. So that's going to be like, because normally I just go for cool shit. I don't buy games. No, I am going to find some TurboGrafx and PC Engine games. Probably some random PC Engine games that I can enjoy. In alignment with the upcoming, book after I do the Genesis book.
That's right.
But I want to definitely do that. The last pickup I have is actually in conjunction with the Talk Me Out of It, Tristan. So I got in the last game that I purchased from Limited Run Games.
Oh, wow.
2 years ago.
Okay.
In 2022, I pre-ordered this game. I finally got it, finally got it, and is the last game that I purchased. And it is Getsu Fumaden Undying Moon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot.
Yeah, so it's the retro edition. Now, one thing I noticed here, and this is where the Talk Me Out of It Tristan comes in. So, I have bought every single one of these Konami reimagined games, these versions from Limited Run Games.
I think
they
I know
have
going.
Contra, Operation Galuga up on the website.
Yeah.
However, I was buying them to support Tom Dubois' art. This is not Tom Dubois. And the Contra one is not Tom Dubois for sure, because it says who the artist was. I thought that this would have been another Tom Dubois cover. It does not look like his art. So I haven't bought anything at Limited Run in 2 years. Just because of the blatant disrespect they've had for premium edition games in the past, plus how they've treated their employees. And I will buy things in the future from resellers, aftermarket, like buddies that have game stores, whatever. But those typically go up in price. So I know that it's going to be gone off their website soon, and I'll have to pay more than retail for it. So there's the talk me out of it, Tristan, is talk me out of Contra Operation Kaluka on limited run games. That version, not the super expanded one. I don't need that one, but the retro edition.
Yeah,
is what Premium calls it.
Okay, Jeff, I have a simple question, and I think you might be able to quantify this. How much is your self-worth worth? How much are your principles worth?
Principles and self-worth, exactly. Yeah.
How much does it cost you to debase yourself?
Yeah.
And buy something from a company that you have sworn off.
Well, and we have team members that continually buy every damn thing that they do.
Every single game.
And I'm like, and there are the first ones to complain when Limited Run would do that stuff back in the day to us. And again, to be fair, I'm pretty sure those employees are no longer with that company, because it was like Doug, and Doug is not with that company, has his own company. I think he pretty much got fired from Limited Run, pretty much. And he was the one doing all of that stuff to a lot of companies, not just Premium. They did it to all of the what they considered competitors. But since Embracer Group bought them, those shenanigans have pretty much been gone. However, that employee thing, that was a thing still. So when all that changes, it kind of changes my mentality a little. However, there was still been from the Limited Run Games is like company to apologize to all of the companies that they used to talk.
Well, I know, yeah. I say, until like you said, there's got to be a shift in their corporate attitude, right? There's got to be a shift, a pretty sizable shift between what they've done in the past and how they plan on going forward. And I don't think that they've shown, like the average person that they've changed that much. In fact, things are getting worse. Like what's that platform that they use now for purchasing that everyone's like up in arms about and hates? You can't use PayPal.
I wouldn't know. I haven't bought a game from them in 2 years.
I know. I haven't bought anything lately. Since they changed to that platform. I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head, but apparently you can't use PayPal. It's not easy to pull up like your list of past purchases like you were able to in the past. So right now I have no idea like if I have anything owed by Limited Run. I think I do. I don't think I ever got my Radiant Silver gun from them.
I'm pretty sure that I also pre-ordered that a long ass time ago. Yeah. And
I have not received that.
Because this was the last game that I pre-ordered. It wasn't the only. I think I still have that game out there. That's it though. Like I haven't. Like I mean, the day that crap happened, I haven't bought a thing from them.
So yeah, I'm in a couple of those like limited games Facebook groups, and that was one of the gripes that they had is people can't easily bring up what they're able to. They're not able to see what their like purchase history anymore, like they used to be because of this new platform. Maybe they fixed it since, who knows? But it's just been bad upon bad upon bad for a while for them. And shipping times aren't getting any better either. That's another subject.
I mean, freaking craziness. Yeah, so I am still not interested in purchasing the game, Operation.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
And 90% of the time, if I would buy anything, is to support the developer or the artist. So like Tom Dubois, for example, I would support him, but we don't know if any of that money is going to him, or if he just got a commission or how that works. So in the end, I figure we just commission Tom Dubois for us and support him that way.
Sure, yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, we're friends with Paul Niemeyer, and like, if Paul ever did anything with Limited Run, whatever, I would totally buy something that he did because I like him,
like
Paul Niemeyer.
Exactly. Same thing with the game developers. Like, I don't want the game developers.
Yeah,
to pay.
seriously.
However, I could also buy their game digitally to support them directly, or and then buy the aftermarket physical. The one thing I have learned by moving to the island and downsizing everything and doing all this stuff is I am back in the hunt mode again. So I stopped buying all the cool stuff immediately, which has helped my budget a lot. Like, I get to do a lot of other fun things with the extra money I was spending on all the video games. But I will just go hunt later. And so what I don't have is an accurate list of everything that I have bought to transition forward. Like my Switch collector book series will take the place of that, but it's not done. So I don't have all the years done. It was the same thing. I was talking to my wife when I go to Book Off. I don't know which Famicom games I have or I don't have because I didn't bring my NES Oddities book with me. And my NES Oddities book, I have every game that I need. I have every game I have checked mark off, and then I got every game. And so I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do the Switch collector abridged style in one of these that we can print. And I'm gonna do
small size so you can bring it with you, and
and I already created the manuals, so I'll probably do it like that and make it for gamers and just do every single game and go that way. You can check mark off real quick because I'm gonna need it for Switch when I recollect, and I'm only collecting the cool shit. I'm not gonna collect everything because that's just insanity.
Dude.
And I will get stuff from limited run games that they have published. I'm just going to buy it aftermarket. That's the way to help get it. It's the way to do it, man. Fun stuff, right? So that's another little project. So if you don't have any other pickups, we can move to projects.
I got one more pickup that you actually just jogged my memory on, because you like me love homebrews and aftermarket games. And like one of my saved searches on eBay is retro USB, fishy face games like Time Walk and whatever. I love rescuing those games from eBay sellers. Retro USB, somebody had listed versus Super Mario Brothers, which
my favorite one.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and usually those things go for like $400 or $500. I snagged it for $180. So I've got a second copy of that just in case someone else out there is looking for one.
Nice. Rescuing.
Our
savior, St. Tristan of the
I'm saving orphaned aftermarket games.
Orphaned.
Yep.
Yes.
Needing a home. Needing a good home.
Nice. So we could transition over to projects. So I do think that idea of the Switch collector going into a small form factor, a pocket guide essentially. That's what it's going to be, the pocket guide, but it'll be this size, so it's a nice little pocket guide, and you can just go through and check mark.
Yeah, because you did sort of a pocket guide in the past, and it's sitting on my shelf, and it was like this big. Right?
Yeah.
You probably have one.
That was manuals. And then this is the size of the pocket guide, complete NES and Super Nintendo was the size of the Black Box Challenge too.
Yeah.
So that right there. So with the projects, the complete NES, fully shipped out, figured out all the warehouse shenanigans. They claim I should be finally getting reimbursed for the difference in shipping that they overcharged me thousands and thousands of dollars. This week I should be getting that, which is great. Any customers or any backers or any of you that have gotten a book and it shows up damaged, mangled, let me know. I have lectured the warehouse. They give me all these empty promises and apologies, but then they reimburse the value of the book, so that way I can then reship. Typically I don't lose any money on it. I just lose the book because I have to reship, and they don't compensate shipping. But I have, I think it's only been about 3 or 4 customers so far. One was in Germany though, and they had 2 books, and one of them looked like a big old piece of metal went into the side of the box and dented the book too. So that's like unavoidable. That's like 100% shipping. And then the covers on some of the big books. So one thing I'm going to do, the big books, like my Super Nintendo book is 630 pages. When it shows up, if it jostles around in shipping, it can rip off the spine. It's a sewn spine, but it can still rip right off of it. So the idea is that I'm going to get what's called a kitting request done, which I'm gonna have them shrink wrap every single book, because we shrink wrap everything nowadays. Everything gets shrink wrapped. But back in the day with my old printer, they didn't shrink wrap, and the binding wasn't as good as the new company that I use now. So I need to shrink wrap all of those books. And I'm going to shrink wrap every book that doesn't have shrink wrap on it. So it'll be the Super Nintendo books, the NES oddities, and Nintendo compendiums. All those are going to get shrink wrapped. Yeah, we got a big old group chat going on Facebook with Game On, and I see them buzzing every 2 seconds here.
Yeah, no, mine is too. I remember to put it on silent though.
Yeah, it's good. Me too. Yeah, nice. So that'll be the one thing though, getting everything shrink wrapped, which should help with shipping to avoid damages. Because as good as they promises that they make me, they still don't ship them with bubble wrap. I don't understand it. But it's a small price to pay that I'm on an island. I can't ship everything right now.
Yeah, exactly.
In the future, once I'm done moving with the military, I may get everything to my residence and we might just handle it ourselves. But right now, can't do it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I have been working on Metroidvania Chronicles 2, phase 2. I finished writing and formatting all of the non-traditional games. So some really, really wild games that I'm doing this time. And the last one that I did was Vampire Killer for the MSX, for the MSX. Because Vampire Killer, Castlevania is linear. MSX is a Metroidvania. And it is
absolutely is.
It is very wild. So I finished writing that one. And then I did the games to avoid. So one of the Metroidvanias to avoid this time, Curse of the Sea Rats is not that good. Not that good, man.
Sea Rats.
Curse of the Sea Rats. And it is physical on Switch. It's physical on all the things. And not a great game. And just to show off, and you haven't seen this yet, I did get in the line drawing for the slipcase art. And I just got it in by Thor Thorvaldsen. Check this out, dude.
Wow. Man, he does such amazing work.
So this is the pencil drawing version. It is a collage of a lot of the games that are in.
That's awesome.
And you notice there's a Kirby, because there is a Kirby game that's like a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, some classics in there. And there's some really obscure stuff. And there's traditionals and non-traditionals and upcoming games. And
it's cool as hell, man.
Yeah, it'll be one of those pieces where I may start printing these off and having coloring.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I'd buy one of those.
Heck yeah.
Dude.
Oh, and you want to see something crazy? So this is where things get trippy. So I don't think you've ever met Kyle, right, from VGBS.
No.
But Kyle, redhead dude, right, with like red hair and everything. And when you play Switch Sports, we played volleyball. It automatically, randomly generates characters to do. So you have your Switch character you make, and then Andrea hit her Switch character, and then it randomly generates a partner. This is the partner that it randomly generated. That's literally Kyle. It's his haircut from when he was in high school and everything. I was like, awesome. What the hell? And it was like it literally looks like, I looked at the picture. I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. It was like, we were playing volleyball. Like it was, awesome. I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I could not believe.
Kyle knew you needed some help, man.
Dude. Yeah. That was freaking wild. I sent it to his mom. I sent it to Moth too. Yeah, like it was wild. But I was like, because later on he has a big old beard and stuff. But that's exactly in high school. That was high school Kyle. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
It's awesome.
Like, that was the only random generated game that we did. The only one. Like, it wasn't like Freaking wild, man. Yeah, so that slipcase though for the Metroidvania Chronicles looks badass. Still, this is the Sophia 2 with the ground
buddy.
on it. So he added some ground to it for the retail cover for the main cover. That's
awesome.
It's by Nick Huddleston, who's doing that one. So I'm working on the Kickstarter campaign and everything. But I do want to get at least like a decent like slipcase mock-up together before I launch. And
I can help you out with that.
Hell yeah. And obviously want to wait till after Game On too, because Game On's about to be a little crazy. But yeah.
I can't wait, man.
And I've been going back and forth with the printer on Metroidvania Chronicles 1, which I think I got to sign sign something for him. But outside of that, should be good to go for Metroidvania Chronicles, and that's in freight shipping essentially at this point. Your books are now in printing, so the video game collector's guides, all 4 books, with free upgrade of a wooden freaking slipcase.
Damn straight.
All in printing. They over the week they sent the slipcase templates with the correct spine widths. And you within an hour got them all done. You're like, yes.
Oh, I was eager, man. I'm like, there you go.
You paused Final Fantasy VII to do that.
Oh, I absolutely paused. Yeah, I was probably playing it.
That's how important that was.
Oh man, it's my baby.
Yeah, and so that one's a wild one. And then let's see here. Outside of that, waiting on Black Box Challenge, the paperbacks that I just showed off a little bit ago. Waiting for those to arrive at the warehouse. They haven't arrived yet. And then
I assume those are going to be available on Hagen's Alley once you have them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are actually available right now for pre-order still at Hagen's Alley. I never took them down. So
Gotcha.
A couple people when I tagged them online or sent them their pictures, like I don't know if it's Eric Bishop, I think he bought a copy then. I was like, oh, cool. So yeah, they are available for pre-order still. They're they're still up for the normal price.
Yeah.
And then I will be working on the complete Genesis, getting that done, and Switch Collector Year 3, getting that done. Those 2 suckers. I'm just going to be forever trying to finish them up. I would like to get them both done before I move. Don't see that happening, though. It's like 3 months.
I know, dude. It's going to be here before you know it. I can't believe it's so crazy, dude. Like it seems like only last week that you were like, yeah, I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to be there for a couple years. And then you get there and things change like that. That's the military life.
Yeah. Yeah, I went and scheduled my household goods last week along with my truck. So I have to now go in and set an appointment so I can get it officially scheduled. But my wife and I were up late one of the nights. And I was sitting there getting all the allotments, and I just used the max weight. Whenever it asked me an estimate of how much my household goods are, I'm like, what I'm allowed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why wouldn't you?
And they're like, pro gear, what I'm allowed. Wife's professional gear, what I'm allowed. It's I'm not gonna put anything less than what I'm allowed to do. So there was one book that I showed you on a board that I'm thinking about working on, but it'll just be see what if people are interested in it, and I will gauge the ugly
I think that's interesting. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah, it's the Ugly Americans Guide to the Commodore Amiga. So covering what the hell Commodore Amiga is from an American's perspective, from somebody from North America, Mexico, Canada, US, what we deal with the Commodore Amiga, because it was not as popular as overseas. And with FPGA, I can play everything pretty accurately, which is awesome. So I'm gonna see what I can do to make a who's who or what's what of the Commodore Amiga.
if you're stateside, by the time you're working on that book, I've got an Amiga CD32 you can borrow.
Ooh, that's different. That's the next generation.
Well, no, it's it's just a reshelled what is it? Something 500. It was one
CD
of the
TV. There's so the Commodore CD.
Yeah, it's CD-TV, but oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the model, but it was one of the more popular Commodore Amiga models. And yeah, the CD32 is just kind of a reshelled, like the same guts with a CD drive.
And a unique library.
Yep. Very.
Yeah. And it's not backward compatible with the discs unless you have like a substantial disk drive plus keyboard setup. It was insane.
Oh yeah, dude. It was very hard to be a collector for that console. It was supposed to come out in the United States, but there was some sort of like fallout between the distributor, and then they had to like liquidate their stock. So for a while there, you could pick up a CD32 for like $60. There's just this crazy story if you guys want to look up the history of the CD32.
Well, and for the episode though, like I had the prototype of the CD32 NTSC. I had one of the prototype boards.
Very nice. Yep.
Yeah. Did sell it to a collector, one of the guys who was doing the museums. But I did sell my copy. I don't think it was the official museum guys, but I did sell my CD32 prototype board. I didn't have any use for it, so
yeah,
I don't need to collect all the one-off stuff myself. Like I want to play fun stuff.
It was funny. Like the only game that I actually wanted to play on the CD32. I don't know if you ever remember Pinball Fantasies or Pinball Dreams. Amazing pinball games. I love those games. You know, Jaguar had a port. Super Nintendo had a port of Pinball Fantasies. But there's one on the CD32 of the same line of games, Pinball Illusions. That was the only, aside from the PC, that was the only console that it got a release for.
It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I had a bunch of games for it, and Hugo's Humongous Adventure, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And, I had a bunch of different CD games for it. That was back when like London was just born. That was the longest time. I got it back when I was in Miami before she was born, and really cool though. CD32. I just always thought that the controller was awkward. Oh,
that is a very bizarre controller. Very bizarre.
Little weird ass D-pad.
Well, yeah, and any controller where the cord comes out the bottom instead of the top, that's a bad design.
Yeah,
and that was one of them. It's odd.
Yeah, it was not a great system, but the Amiga itself though would be interesting, and also like from an ugly American, love my 8-bit, love my 16-bit. It is like that perfect amalgamation of
kind of a transition.
Yeah, because it's the same reason why I love the Commodore 64 and the MSX and MSX2. They're like a transition between Atari and NES, and then NES and a little bit above with the MSX2, and then so it's like MSX and Commodore, and then you got MSX2 and then Amiga. Like you got like it's just like MSX, Commodore 64, MSX2, Amiga, and it's like they kind of like shift and like NES and Super Nintendo are right in there. So it's like that perfect amount. Like I would love to do an MSX book in the future too. It's just those will be the odd, awkward things. Once I'm retired, I'm gonna have some really fun released books, and that Amiga book will probably come too after I'm retired. Because in reality, I should get to TurboGrafx 16 and PC Engine before.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. See, this turned into a talk me out of it, Tristan, and I think you should do the TurboGrafx first, also.
Oh
before you do Amiga.
Yeah. Well, there's another book series that I'm doing as well. So that a big one that I'm doing that I've been doing research for 2 years now. Um, and I have not
Nice.
announced it, nor will I, because somebody will beat me to the punch.
That's always the worry, right?
Yeah. It would be like somebody doing a Metroidvania book. So I didn't really announce it till it was already done because there's people who do genre books and nobody's done any on Metroidvania. So I didn't want somebody to be like, oh, I'll do a Metroidvania book real quick and knock it out real fast.
Well, yeah, exactly. And we talked about that exact same subject. Like there are a couple books that I'm thinking about doing, but I'm going to keep it to myself now.
Look close until as I'm tracking the books and
until I've got it along the way.
Yeah. And then so those are the book projects. We got some game projects going on. Premium Edition Games has that direct coming in 2 weeks.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
And I want to say, like, do we have any old games that are going into Series 8? I don't think so.
Any old games?
Because, like, 2 of the games that are... Because I think we're announcing 3 games for Series 8. There's your spoiler. That's it. Because 2 of those games are unannounced. I want to say 2 of them are unannounced. Maybe all 3?
I don't remember ever announcing the third one, so I'm not going to say anything about it. It could have happened, but I honestly don't remember specifically hearing about that one.
Now I gotta look. I don't think we did. I think all 3 games are unannounced. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then, of course, we'll have some surprises along the way. We'll talk about production on things. And I know with PlayStation series, that's coming. And I don't even think we talk about PlayStation in the direct, but like PlayStation, we were dealing with the glitches on trophies and stuff like that. So we were trying to make sure we had everything like right before we released them. And then once we get this first series done, like we're going to start spitballing because we got a lot of games.
Oh, it's going to go real fast once we get the first few out.
The other thing that we've been talking with the team about, because, we do design for them, but like we've been talking with them, is I think we're going to be like going and doing quarterly like we always promised, because we've only done like every 6 months for releases. But I think we're going to start moving into quarterly releases again for series and stuff. We're not going to go crazy when it comes to it, but should be pretty damn cool.
But yeah, we have a lot of really cool games on deck. A lot of cool games that we've been testing, like you've said, and a lot of developers that are coming to us, wanting us to work with them because they know what sort of a product that we put out.
Exactly.
We can we have the bandwidth to be able to give them the attention that they deserve. So, they're coming to us and. We're going to make some cool shit.
The fun thing is that the panel we're doing at Game On Expo lends itself to the madness that's about to happen with predictability. So the panel we're doing is preserving physical and the evolution of where physical is moving in the market. So we're going to talk about, with games leaving Best Buy and Target in the near future, and as they move away from Walmart, and then GameStop's the last one, where physical is transitioning to, which is in alignment with what Premium Edition Games is as a mission statement. So it'll be very interesting. But that being said, where things are going to get crazy is over the years, like we've always supported indie, but with this all going away, there's a high chance that a lot of these AAA games that don't have a home anymore because there's no retail are going to come to a niche publisher. And as we continue to get steam and get more games out there and get known in the community more and more and more, those bigger games are going to also want the Premium Edition Games treatment.
Absolutely.
And so that's where we're not going to turn down the indie games. I still want to support all the indie developers because like we've been testing new games and they're remarkable. They're amazing. And
well, yeah, just look at Godshard Chronicles, which just launched its Kickstarter a little over a week ago.
that is the final piece.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like,
Dude.
this developer, we've been talking to them for years now. Finally, they're ready to bring their product to Kickstarter. It's got a storied history. Like the composer that did the music for Lunar, Grandia, the Ace Attorney series, and many other games is working on this game. And
Ridiculous.
It is beautiful, gorgeous JRPG. So
the game is ridiculously amazing. I think it's 150% funded or more than that.
I think you're right. Yeah, dude, it got a big surge yesterday.
Well, and the thing is that we wanted to see organically as a company, and this came from our team, our marketing team wanted to see organically where the game would get without any marketing at first. So it got fully funded before we even started marketing it. And so we let it do that. Now we're marketing it. Now it's like crazy. It's exploding because people are finding out about it and influencers are picking it up and talking about it. And like the game is awesome. Like that's like one of the best games that we've seen with premium.
Yeah. So anyone out there that hasn't seen this game or hasn't heard of this game, go to Kickstarter right now and look up Godshard Chronicles.
Because that is the fourth developer that I think that we've supported on Kickstarter at this point. Because we supported Sunshine, which Sunshine should be getting any day now. There's one more bug. They keep finding another bug, but we don't want to do it non-complete on car. They found one more bug on the Camp Sunshine Switch edition that they have patched now, that they're waiting for the lot check the pieces, and then we can do orders. So we're like a month out now again. Keeps resetting on us, unfortunately. But that was our first one. We have Poglings, which is freaking outstanding casual game with Chadtronic, and it's based on the Chow Garden idea, but making it into a full-fleshed game. And then Crystalla, which
Crystalla looks amazing.
Like it is insane.
Souls-like, but you play as a kitty cat.
I mean,
that's a game for me. Souls-like kitty cat game.
But it's just there's lots of different animals that you interact with. It just seems awesome. And I played the demo, and the demo's awesome because they had the demo on the Kickstarter as well. But we played the demo to get a feel, and I was like, this is pretty damn amazing. And then Godshard, and who's to say there might be something else at the
maybe tune into the direct,
because there's some ridiculous stuff. And the thing is that when we're going through it, it will be coming to fruition. So like Godshard's happening. Like we've been talking to him for a couple of years. It's happening. It is happening.
Yeah.
The thing is, we have games that we've had signed for 1 to 2 years that we haven't announced that should be finishing soon. Like this year should be ridiculous. And some of these games are like mind-blowingly amazing. A lot of them are indie, super indie. Like you may not have heard of them, but like when we play them, we're like freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, dude. They're going to be hugely popular as long as people give them a chance and play the games, because we don't sign anything that we don't want to play ourselves.
Exactly.
That's just, as a team, that's how it works.
And I think it's a good time to transition. We could probably talk about what we're going to do at Game On for the next episode, because it's still within premium. As we go over to
the ticker for that one. Let me get one of those.
Oh, we're good. No, you're good. So essentially, like when we get to Game On, we're going to record an episode live in person. So it should be fun. Tristan's going to go over here and type.
Yep. Sorry. Here we go. Game On Expo.
But when we go to Game On, we're going to do the panel, as we mentioned, talking about physical preservation. With that panel too, it'll be Sunday at noon. We may try to make it live, but I don't think so. I think it'll just be a recorded one that we publish on the podcast later. But Nintendo should be on us, the YouTuber Nintendo. Andrew should be on there. He's also the developer of Carl, which we had announced in the past as a game that we are publishing. Carl is we're not going to talk about that during the direct with Carl, but it was delayed a little bit. They're adding more content. And so they're adding a big content dump. So we're not going to take pre-orders yet until Andrew said, and Matt Bittner, who's the programmer, say that they are ready to launch that one, because we want it as complete as we can. We talked about last episode what that means for preservation, but we do want to make sure. So that one we have announced, that one is not going to be part of Series 8. Maybe it'll be Series 9. That'd be cool. But the episode that we're going to record, we are going to tier rank all of the premium edition games, announced games, and released games. So we're going to use the tier system that everybody uses on YouTube, and we're going to talk about every single release of premium and where we rank them. So that'll be super fun. We're going to have Scott from our premium edition games' convention team with us, and he is a damn wild card. It is gonna be...
yeah, you're right. Yeah, because you and I kind of know each other's likes and dislikes and where things kind of rank with us. But Scott, I have no idea.
I have no clue. Yeah. We likely won't be live streaming it just because we don't know what the internet's going to be like, because we're getting a VRBO. We know what the internet's going to be like, so we probably won't be live streaming it, but we will definitely upload it on YouTube later and talk the tier system. And I think with your app that you have, like, I can sit there and manipulate have the tier system on the screen while we're doing it, right?
Maybe.
I mean, can you show your desktop? You can show a desktop.
Yeah, yes, you can show your desktop.
So I should be able to do it. Yeah.
Sorry, I never use that share button that's like staring me right in the face right now.
Yeah, so. I think there's like a little share button. So I should be able to do that. But I haven't tried, like, I'm going to bring my laptop with, but I haven't messed with your app. So I'm gonna let you be the manipulation piece, and then we'll sit there and we'll move it all around with it, and while we record, which would be super fun. It'd be nice to bring the Lenovo Legion Go and record from that, but I don't have a standalone camera. I use the camera from the laptop, so I think we'll keep it simple. I'll just bring the laptop and a microphone, and we'll sit there, record it, and do our podcasting. It'll probably be like Thursday, maybe, when we record before the convention starts. But it's gonna be fun. And there are, believe it or not, Tristan, there are 30 games that Premium has announced and published.
Incredible.
30 games. That is insane.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
That's a lot of games. And this includes NES and PlayStation and Switch. And I'm not doubling for when there are multiple. And I'm also not counting collections either. It's 30 individual releases.
So I've got a question that I can't answer because I wasn't there from the beginning like you were. How does it feel 30 games later?
Wild.
I mean, just think about like Jeff back whenever this was just an idea in your head to start making games as a publisher. Like 30 games now.
Dude, it was Jeff when I was a kid wanting to make games. The dream, man. And the thing was like, Premium started because Nintendo said yes, gave me a chance. And as soon as Nintendo gives me a chance, I'm like, I'm going to see how far the rabbit hole goes, Alice. We're gonna go as far as it goes. It is surreal having 30 games physically, not just physically published, but also like we design all the packaging. We do all of the different aesthetics. We've done 2 different hardcover strategy guides, which a third on the way with Sunshine being double-sided, which is going to be amazing. That one is freaking going to be another level. But doing hardcover strategy guides, we haven't put a ton of those on the books because they do take a long time to publish. But we've done some other amazing like art books and other things too. But it's surreal. It's ridiculous. It's living the dream, getting to preserve. I mean, there's literally games right behind me that we've published and they're outstanding. And that's going to be the weird thing about ranking, because we love all of our children equally, is what we always say.
Yeah, I know. You don't have a favorite child.
But we're going to look at it with a lens of personal preferences of the genre, because there are some games that we will publish that Tristan and I aren't necessarily a fan of the genre. Also, like how it's held up over time and customer feedback and sales interest. So there's some games that may have sold better than others. And so we will talk that vernacular too on the episode. Which
and like you were saying, it's nothing against the game. Like if we rank it low, like right, I'm telling you right now, if Premium Edition ever publishes an RTS, it's Z tier for me.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what it is because I hate RTSs. That's just me. That's my preference.
Or like for example, I'm never going to be a fan of visual novels. And strategy games,
and that doesn't mean exactly, and that doesn't mean that it's not a good game.
Nope.
That's just, it's not our cup of tea.
Exactly. And there also might be others, like, because we've had a few collections and maybe there's some games on the collections we don't care for, stuff like that. Also though, there'll be reasons why, even if it's ranked lower, why we still signed it as a company as well. There are certain reasons and stuff that we'll get to, which will be fun. Sure. And we'll do a little bit of a history dive into Premium Edition games while we do it.
Nice.
Like when we started and all that stuff, and we'll go we'll go random.
I've been with Premium for 2 years now. Just over 2 years now, which I know, I can't even believe it. Like I was over in Qatar for a year and while I signed on with you guys, but it's been 2 years and I still don't really know the nuances of some of the beginnings of Premium, so that'll be cool to talk about because some of it's going to be news to me.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun, and we'll spill all the tea, Tristan, all the tea. It'll be fun as hell though. All in good fun.
And I'm also really, I mean, we already said it, Scott's going to be with us on this podcast and it's going to be super fun. Like I love Scott. Scott's such a fun personality, so
We'll call the episode "Shots with Scots." Like it'll be, you'll do
Scott
some
shots.
You'll do some wheatgrass, and you'll do monster or nos shots.
Nos shots.
Now we'll keep you on ghosts. Keep you on ghosts.
There you go.
Better.
Actually, got some Prime. Yeah, exactly. I've got a case of Prime over here right now. I'm kind of cheating on Nos right now. Dude, it's so delicious. It's so good. You don't like Prime?
Logan Paul.
You got
that cred? You got that cred?
Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. You got cred, bro? You don't drink that Prime, bro? No, bro. I don't drink that Prime.
So he's fighting Mike Tyson?
No, his brother.
His brother. Sorry, I get the
Logan Paul's brother, Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tyson's gonna beat the shit out of him.
Insane. Like what is that? I thought it was a joke whenever I saw it at first.
Here's the thing, though. Like the dude can box, so we'll see if Tyson.
We'll see.
If Tyson is in any kind of shape, he's almost 60. So
I want to see just like throwing uppercuts, like in Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Like, gonna do a smile. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be hilarious. So, as we transition to the bullshit homework, Tristan, I did play one game today. I put it in a randomizer. Hit the ticker. Did a little tick.
For what we've been playing?
No, just to BS homework or whatever.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Tristan.
I'm sorry. We do this live sometimes. I swear I had it. Oh, sorry. Here, there's gonna be some clacking for a second.
It's like goes through the tunnel of Tristan. Is what we did.
Yeah. I apologize, people. I'm usually very prepared with this.
Classic.
Boom. Nope, not yet.
Or
boom. Okay.
So as we transition over, I did play a retro randomizer game. I went to the Metroidvania folder that I have on my deck and ended up on a game I've never played. Have you heard of Death's Gambit?
No.
So it's apparently a very popular series, very similar to Dead Cells, is apparently.
Okay.
However, when you die, you go back to a save point. You don't restart every time, so it doesn't have that roguelike piece. But you still have a lot of the leveling up systems. It has a lot of the visual aesthetics and everything. I may have to stop because it's amazing. I'm probably going to get addicted to it. Unless I play it on the plane for 6 hours, that might be cool.
Yeah, there you go.
But the game is awesome. Like I was playing through, I played versus a few bosses already. And it's very addictive. I picked this axe wielder and I'm like beating the crap out of stuff. And I got a sword that I can smash people with because you can dual weld 2 different weapons and you can do different types of modifiers and you can level up everything. And
nice.
All the future weapons have a level up status. So you have to like level up your strength from like, my character started with like a 6 or a 7 with strength. I have to level up to 14 and then I can get the next sword that I already found. It's a level 14 sword for strength. And then if I want to do spells, I got to level up the spells. And it's really, really cool. It's gigantic though. That's where I probably need to stop. Considering the homework is Final Fantasy VII, I probably need to. It's just that I don't have access to my PS5 a lot. So I've been playing other things. So Death's Gambit though, man. Oh, like that needs to be a homework in the future. Like I feel like
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I popped it up. There's Switch physical for it for sure. But I played it on deck because I have it part of my Steam Deck collection. Wild, dude.
Before we go and talk about like the main RPG here, there was a piece of news that came out of this week that we have to mention.
Ooh,
Akira Toriyama passing away.
Yeah,
creator of Dragon Ball,
Dragon Quest,
and Dragon Quest, and
Quest art.
Chrono Trigger, and Blue Dragon. I mean, the guy was a legend. Obviously, I mean that goes without saying. But he worked on some of my favorite games of all time. So just respect to him, and it's really sad that he passed away at such a young age.
It could even be argued that Cloud's hair in Final Fantasy VII was modeled after Gohan's hair in Dragon Ball Z in the Cell Saga.
Absolutely.
Like, it's wild.
Yeah. That was sad to hear about. And, there's a lot of tributes to him coming out like right now from fans all over the world. Obviously, he had such a far-reaching fan base. But as far as like video games are concerned, Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time. And, he was part of that dream team. So respect to him. And
might be this year we might have to do a Chrono episode.
Oh, dude, I would love that.
Chrono Trigger episode. That'd be a fun one. I mean, not necessarily bullshit homework because we've probably both beaten it over in our lifetime.
Yeah.
But talking Chrono Trigger, talk Super Nintendo versus the DS version and all that because the DS version is great too. And what we would
versus PlayStation version,
and then the Switch version. No, Radical Dreamers with Chrono Cross, though, which was released. Yeah. But I think that'd be a fun little Chrono Trigger synopsis. That sounds like a fun future episode for sure.
Yeah,
and R.I.P. Tori.
Yeah,
sad times.
Sad legend. One of the legends of the industry.
Yeah, I think I remember. I was looking back there. In Georgia, I had it though. I have a big omnibus of his pre-Dragon Ball works. It's really interesting, funny, like his stuff that he did before Dr. Slump and before Dragon Ball.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with his early works. So
yeah, he was a fan of pro wrestling too. Like I've seen his Stan Hansen, which Stan Hansen was a pro wrestler, like cowboy style pro wrestler, but he's really big in all Japan pro wrestling. And so Toriyama had drawn one with Ariel, which Ariel didn't have a shirt on, which is very odd. But like he does the and he's like doing this in the cartoon picture.
Right.
And yeah, so like it's a very odd picture, but like he was definitely a pro wrestling fan. He always drew himself too. So there's like multiple times where he'll have himself in the art, and he always wore a snifter mask.
Snifter mask.
Yeah, the snifters from Super Mario Brothers 2. Where
that's what I thought you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they're snifter mask. He's always wearing a snifter mask.
Too funny.
Like that's what I call it. At least that's he's our guy. Yeah. So that does have a little bit of loose tie into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah.
So let's jump into the bullshit homework, Tristan. And I think you're going to be taking up a lot of it after I talk about my beginning. So all I have played, Tristan, is the Nibelheim demo.
Okay.
So my thing that I told my wife was I got last week the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I got the collector's edition. You opened yours live. I told my wife until I beat the demo, you have to buy me the game, otherwise I'll open the collector's edition. So last weekend I played through the Nibelheim demo, and I got some notes here that I wrote for the demo. The progress does carry over. You don't have to play Nibelheim. There's another portion to the demo, but that progress does not carry over because it's different than the final game. But you get a charm, a Moogle charm, which you also got for doing the demo in the first game. You get like this Moogle charm type thing, which helps give you more experience, or it gives you more drops, or it does something to assist you if you play the demo. And I played it in classic mode and normal. So I played normal because there's an easy mode, I think, but then there's classic, so you can do the turn-based. I did the classic mode in the original as well, the original remake. So in Rebirth, I continued classic mode, normal. Freaking ridiculous. Like, just like the remake, this game was like outstanding. Like running through all the different canyons and corridors. Super expanded, like you're getting escorted by Tifa with Sephiroth, and you play the first part as Cloud. Freaking awesome. You're getting to the first reactors, what you're doing, where that. I didn't search high and low as I did in the remake when I was going through. I kind of went from like point to point because I felt like because it was a flashback, there was no reason, since the items and materia weren't going to carry over. Because I got a shit ton of materia. I got a shit ton of stuff. And, I messed around with a little bit of it, but there was no reason to like worry about leveling up with the materia and doing all this stuff because the progress wasn't going to carry over. It looks like a movie though. And there was a little movie at the end after you beat the, because you have to fight like this big old like materia looking boss thing, and then you watch the whole Nibelheim on fire, classic Sephiroth burning down everything.
Yeah, dude, that is epic.
Freaking wild. The thing is though, knowing I haven't looked at any spoilers. I know that they're reimagining, so some of the story may or may not change, but like I'm watching it and knowing Final Fantasy VII and knowing that Cloud is delirious and that half this shit was Zack that you're playing as at one point. And then like he goes over and goes to this random soldier and sees if he's all right. And I'm like, that's actually Cloud. Like in the old story, that's actually Cloud. So like I'm thinking all this when I haven't played past this demo yet, but I'm like, if they go into that flashback, I love that whole mindfuck portion where you're like, I don't know.
Oh, dude, I was so confused for so long from that.
Yeah,
like,
I love it. And so I don't know if they're going to go down that rabbit hole. They probably will, but I don't know if they're going to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know if they're going to kill Arius. I don't know if they're going to do all the things. But they did show, and this is what was interesting. So the after movie, it definitely goes to Arius with the white materia. And the final they showed the big old Sephiroth with the one-winged angel. So I'm like, do they go all the way to the end, even though they're supposed to do a third game? So I don't know. I'm avoiding spoilers. I'm not going online to.
Oh, me too, man.
Like due to the sheer scope, though. Should I, and this is my question to you before you get into your experiences, should I just play it into easy mode because of the sheer scope of the game so I can just move on, or is normal easy enough? That's the question to you.
I think you should play in easy mode because that's what I did. Because I just want to enjoy the game.
Okay. Because normal mode, like, I had no problems. It just the bosses were spongy, so I was fighting.
Oh yeah, and you'll find that they're still spongy even in easy mode.
Okay.
It probably just doesn't take as long. Right?
Yeah, I didn't have any issues. I had to heal a bunch of times as I would go through because I would get injured and then heal, just like a role playing game. It wasn't like challenging and normal at all. It was fun. But I'm also playing it in classic mode, so I'm not doing any of the combos or whatever you got to do. So I'm keeping it simple. So yeah, I'll probably play it in easy mode. Now, I went to GameStop and I didn't buy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I did not buy the regular edition. So
are you going to open your I we'll see.
Just open it, like Andrea. I'm going to give her. I'm about to go to Phoenix and be in California, so I don't necessarily.
True, yeah. It's not like you're not going to be busy or whatever.
Yeah, and my thought is like, do I chance the PlayStation Portal? Because I would technically be able to, if I downloaded it and installed it on the PS5 here, I would technically be able to leave my PlayStation 5 on and play it overseas from my Hawaii PS5 in Phoenix, which would be stupid.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be wild. It's laggy though, the Portal.
I mean, you'd have to have a pretty solid connection on both ends for that to
connection
work out.
Here is not solid, so
while it would be a cool experiment, I don't see it going so well.
And it's a giant game. I have to delete something to install it. So.
Yeah, dude, I had to do the same thing. I had to delete my Gran Turismo 7 or 8 or whatever Gran Turismo is on PlayStation 5. I had to delete that in order to have room for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
And we'll see if it acknowledges my save of Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I can get my summon. So what's your experience?
So you mentioned that, and I'll start with that. I played through Remake, and I played it on the PlayStation 4. I have the PlayStation 5 version, but I never played it on PlayStation 5. So I do have a save file. However, it's not on my PlayStation 5, so it didn't detect it, obviously, that I got that. So I didn't get the extra materia. Whenever I started up, you're supposed to get like an extra summon or something like that. I don't remember who. I think Leviathan.
You're supposed to get one summon for playing Remake and one summon for playing Intergrade.
And I think I missed out on Leviathan or something like that. But I'm like, whatever. I'll play and see what he looked like.
Can you find Leviathan in the game, anyways? Or?
Not so far. Okay. I'll just say that. So I don't know if you can or if that's just exclusive to that. It's like an exclusive bonus or whatever, but so far, no. Just like Final Fantasy VII Remake, in order to get the extra summon materias, you have to fight them in Chadley's little like AI battle arena or whatever.
Chadley's wild, man.
Gosh, that guy's so annoying, and he talks to you so much. And there's another piece of AI that talks to you. I can't remember her name, but my gosh, she won't shut up.
Really? I like Chadley. I like Chadley.
Yeah, Chadley is tolerable, but the other AI,
we'll call him Chadtronically.
Chadtronic, yes.
Chadtronically,
yes. But yeah, my non-spoilery review of this game so far, it's absolutely gorgeous. I've heard from other people, like I was talking to Barry about this because he's playing the game too, and he says that he feels like it's got pacing issues. I disagree.
What pacing issues would you say? Is it too slow, too fast? What is it?
So you start off in Nibelheim, which is very linear.
Yeah.
And then it dumps you into the grasslands, which is very sparse and open. And then you go into another area that's next that's very linear.
Okay.
and then open, and then I mean it's kind of back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And Barry feels like they didn't pace it very well as far as that's concerned. He thinks that it should all be open. Yeah, and I disagree. For the pacing of the story.
No, I feel like they did that on purpose because they want you to enjoy the expansiveness, and then they want to hone you back in, and it kind of gives you an ebb and flow to keep the actual pacing on point. They did that on purpose.
I know. I feel like they did it right. So he can come on here maybe sometime with us and argue his point or whatever, counterpoint. But I disagree that I don't think that there's any pacing issues so far. I'll get to a point like I can't play the game for 10, 12 hours in one sitting without getting kind of sick of, but that's any video game.
Yeah.
But anytime I set it down, like right now, as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm going to be playing it some more. Absolutely. Because I mean, it's that good of a game. You just think about it when you're not playing it. But all the stuff that you get to do in all of these open regions is really cool. There's a lot of things to discover. A lot of intel that you gather for Chadley. And his AI counterpart, who is annoying, that I've mentioned before.
Well, and would it not be every open world's almost like its own game? And then you go into you go into a linear one, and you get more story exposure, and then you get into another game. That's wild to me.
It's really cool, and I mean the amount of detail in each of these regions is just absurd. I mean, I realize that it's not all handcrafted. There's probably a lot of AI that crafted these worlds.
What chapter are you in right now?
I'm in chapter 4.
Oh, okay. Just so you know, how many hours have you put into it so far?
I don't know how many hours, but I think they have me put it 26% completion so far.
Well, because I was going to say, if you know how many hours you played it, there are 13 chapters at least.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've just scratched the surface.
I finished the first Nibelheim. I think is the first chapter, or is that the pre-chapter?
That's the pre-chapter.
I finished the pre-chapter. So I would like you to go into what would be your recommendation for beginners jumping into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? What are some good things that you learned through your first 4 chapters of playing that you think that would be good to know for beginner gamers?
So there is a learning curve when it comes to all of the systems that they use. As far as equipping materia and optimizing everything that you do. You had said that gathering all this all these resources in the prologue, you weren't really looking for anything because it didn't carry over. It didn't really matter. But yeah, that's one thing in the main story. There's all these resources that are everywhere, on the ground. Gather all the resources as you see them, because you can transmute them into items. And better items and better items as you get your experience up.
Well, and I do know for a fact that materia levels up, but also you need to level up all the weapons, because once you level up the weapons to a certain level, that attack that you get with that weapon becomes usable with all weapons.
That's
so
right.
You got to level up all the weapons to a certain point before you start using the newest weapon. I do know that for a fact, which is probably a good reason to go around in these open areas from a pacing perspective, to level up the weapon appropriately too. So that way you can get that's if you want to see all the things and have all of the stuff available to you, which may not be your cup of tea.
Yeah, and you're going to find that you're going to have a preference as far as because you can only control one member of your party directly at a given time. But then you can switch over and tell people to cast a certain spell. But you're attacking as one person at a time.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a preference. If you're a melee fighter, holy crap, get Tifa or Cloud. Barrett obviously is from afar because he's got a gun for an arm. That's what I prefer, man. Barrett's so much fun to play as. So you can set him as a party leader, and instead of having to like switch to him as at the beginning of battle, you're automatically switched to him if he's the party leader. So
yeah,
find your style, find who's fun for you to play as in the game, and set them as the party leader so that it's ready to go anytime you jump into battle.
They do have like the Chrono Trigger Gambit system, right, where you can kind of give the party characters certain atmospherics. So you can have them attack hard or heal loud,
you
or
can
mixed. Yeah, because I think that was in the demo where I could select like how much I want them to do, which is nice.
Yeah, so I mean, while these like systems and like level up systems and the materia system, all of these systems are kind of daunting and intimidating at first. But if once you get used to them, and the sooner you do, the better off you are playing this game. I know it takes some work and some like especially with all the tutorials that pop up like every 5 seconds on the side of the screen. Oh, it's kind of annoying, but
gotta learn them.
Yeah, it's there for a reason. It's trying to teach you how to play the game.
So learn all the systems, get everything you see so you can upgrade and transmute and do all the things. What else is there? Like, should you fight all the enemies? Should you avoid the enemies? You should fight them.
They're not like really congested together, so you're not going to like fight like random battles in old Final Fantasies where you'll take 2 steps and then you're in another fight. It's not like that. It's kind of spread apart. So yeah, I would recommend fighting everything that you come across. Yeah. What was the other thing that I was going to say? Yeah. So you're going to find some surprises where it's like, oh, what's that? Well, yeah, if you see something that's odd, follow it, and you'll find cool shit most of the time. I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, follow your nose.
Follow your nose.
Yeah. Every once in a while you'll run into something that like it wants you to follow it, so follow it. You'll find some cool shit.
That's fun. Yeah, like so when I played Tales of Arise before Final Fantasy VII came out, there was some interesting stuff where there was like I would see an owl and it would give me like a new outfit that I could change into or something, or give me an accessory. But also there was these level like 40 enemies that were sitting over there that I could see. Do they have anything like that where there's like super overpowered ones in the area, or does it keep it scaled decently?
So there are some tougher fights, but they warn you in these tougher fights. So like that AI that I said that was really annoying, she wants you to like do all this like research on enemies, like unique enemies. So enemies that you run into, like they'll actually like show you on the map where some like mutated version of that enemy is, and they want you to do some research on it. So it's going to be a tougher fight, but going into it that it'll be a tougher fight.
And it's not something that you can't beat, right? You can still beat it.
Oh no, yeah. It's especially I'm playing on easy. I just want to have fun with the game.
Yeah.
So I can't speak to any other like harder difficulty or whatever, but yeah, I'm sure on hard mode it's probably
so like in Tales, I was sitting there, I was like level 7, say I don't know what level I was, but I'm going through and I'm mopping the floor with everything as I'm going. Action RPG. I go to that level 40 and it kills me with 1 hit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
so far I haven't come across anything like that.
Okay, that's good. That's awesome that it's actually scaling the game appropriately as you play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not going to dump you into like a region where you're just going to get 1 hit. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that is like a Xenoblade thing too that they would do to you.
But this game, it's gorgeous. I can't say enough good things about it, especially if you've ever played Final Fantasy VII. I mean, just like you were saying, like the whole mindfuck aspect of the story, where like you think that you're playing as Cloud, but really you're playing as Zack, and Cloud doesn't know that, whatever. He's just getting it mixed up in his mind because he's like affected by Mako or whatever's going on with him. It's funny too, because like, I played Final Fantasy VII. I generally know the story and how it's going to go and like all these like story beats. But then, Natalie, my wife, is watching it with me and watching me play this game and trying to understand the story. So she's asking me all these questions while I'm while I'm playing. I'm like, just wait, you'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wonder if like they're gonna still go down. So far, has it went down the same beats for story as the original, or has it deviated?
More or less, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's a whole lot of extra content that didn't happen in Final
Yeah.
Fantasy VII, obviously. But,
just like in remake, yeah, they had side stories of side characters that went super in depth, which were
but
fun.
the main part of it, yes. I mean, like, it's no surprise that you were in Shinra Tower and like Midgar and stuff like that in the first one. That's not a spoiler.
Did you get to the golden saucer yet?
Not yet.
Oh, I heard that.
I'm in Junon. I'm in Junon.
Okay. I don't remember Junon too much from the original.
It's the parade.
The parade.
Yeah. It's like right before you go to the golden saucer.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think, because I always go like character based. Like one was based off of Red 13, and you go to the whole Native American area.
Yeah.
One's based off of Yuffie and her whole hometown.
Yeah.
Meet Vincent in one of the towns. Like, and have you met Vincent yet or not yet? Because that's after Golden Saucer.
that's pretty far in.
And then that'll be my question: is do we get to breed golden chocobos?
But I won't spoil the chocobos are another thing. It's really cool how they did it in this one. It opens up a lot of world traversal. Nice. Kind of like it did in the original one, where you had to have a certain color chocobo to do certain things, and it's the same thing in this one.
That is awesome. Yeah, like I've only done the pre. Like I really just did the the beginnings. Yeah, the non-spoilery. What did you call it? Non-spoilery version of it, because I haven't had time, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to rip it open until I get back from California, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I don't blame you there, because like, dude, you're opening up a can of worms. If you start playing it now and you only have like 2 days to play it,
a couple hours,
you're just gonna be suffering that whole time in Game On and in California.
Like, I want to play Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, crap, I want to play it. Yeah.
I'll be like, Andrea, bring the PS5.
So you're at a very good stopping point, having just done that like little prologue section.
Yeah. I have the game sitting there sealed.
You did it right.
Gives Andrea a whole week to decide if she's going to buy me the standard one, to hold on to it sealed or not. That's up to her. I'm not going to display the steelbook. It's cool as shit, but
it's great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the stuff is awesome in it, but I don't need to open it. So gonna be up to her. Because I want to play the game. I'm not going to download it digitally. I'm not going to pay the digital price.
Oh heck no.
No.
That's another thing. Like, maybe we can talk about on that panel. Like, why are digital games the same price as physical? That's never made any sense to me.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is that because of that, we get criticized when we release a game that's not a certain price, and I'm like, you can't charge if it's a $20 game, we can't afford to charge $20 for a physical. You can't even make it for that. Like, what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, people are crazy. But yeah, so I definitely because I was gonna be going in on leave over to Phoenix, I decided that I was going to hold off and play some other stuff, test some stuff for premium, which needed to be tested. There's still some others that I haven't had time to test yet, but there's a lot of games, like ridiculous amount. Also getting stuff organized for books and doing projects. So it's been fun. But yeah, so right now, Final Fantasy VII S tier title all day.
All day long.
As expected. Yeah, Rebirth is another. So far, like, that demo was outstanding, and I could just imagine what the main game is going to hold in store.
Beautiful
question
game.
for you. Final question for you. What do you recommend for your settings right now? Are you doing graphics or are you doing gameplay?
I'm doing graphics.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really that noticeable for me. I'm not one of those people that like, it's not 60 frames per second. Like,
Or
no,
120
I'd rather it be, yeah, exactly. I'd rather it be gorgeous than performance.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do
Because there's no like stuttering or anything. I mean, it's not distracting.
And I got a 4K TV, so I'm going to,
yeah, absolutely
go crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Crazy. And I hear that there's actually like some noticeable artifacting if you don't have it on graphics mode.
Wow.
So,
okay. Well, I will have it on graphics mode for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else? Any final thoughts with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the beginning?
No. I hope there is a third chapter. You know, I like you, I'm avoiding spoilers, so I have no idea where this is going to end.
Yeah.
And it's kind of torturous because a lot of my favorite streamers, like Maximilian Dude, is like playing it too, and I want to see his reaction, but he's way further than I am, and I just don't want to see anything. I want to play through it.
I mean, and I assume some people will be talking about it at Game On. We'll hear some stuff, and that's fine. I'm not
whatever.
I'm not a prude, but I'm also not searching out for all of those.
No,
I just want to enjoy. It's the same stuff when I miss a pro wrestling show because I'm in Hawaii and I got to watch it later. Like I'll watch it and I try to avoid all the spoilers so I can enjoy it when I watch it. When I'm watching, and I'm usually just watching summaries of it anyways. So, but yeah, awesome experience. I can't wait to dig in.
Wonderful game,
dude. It's a wild world that we live in.
We are truly spoiled right now, especially like last year, all the crazy stuff that came out, and now we've got this, and we have Grand Theft Auto 6 to look forward to next year, and my gosh, dude,
it's wild. And the thing is that once I'm actually retired, we're gonna have to do like quarterly like game connections going out just to make time to like dig into multiplayer experiences that we can do and things like in person, and like you're doing with your game night, but we'll have to like maybe we'll do bullshit game nights quarterly or something.
Bullshit game night. I love it.
In conjunction with the convention or something, but like we'll go out there and we'll get an Airbnb or something, and the week before the convention we'll like do a game week or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I think it'll be badass. I don't know. But like Scott's going to be out near where I'm retiring too. So that'll be a fun time. But yeah, so this might be the only episode we do on Final Fantasy until we've both complete it, so we can talk like our final thoughts, because we did like 4 episodes on Zelda. That was a little
I mean, but that's Zelda. That's another story. Like Zelda, especially a game of that magnitude, kind of deserved that coverage. But for us doing Final Fantasy, and it only launched a couple weeks ago, not even a week and a half ago. So yeah, obviously it's pretty new, and we're not going to spoil anything. But like, we're all bets are off next time we talk about it.
Well, and I mean, I'm sure, because like we're going to talk on 138, we're going to do the tiering system, and I'm sure that in the next few days before you go out to Game On, you'll have some updates and be like, hey, I got to this far, and that's fine. 100% fine talking about you've gotten to some spots and all that, and we'll do the same thing. But then after we finish the tiering next episode, we'll have a game, and maybe we'll talk like a retro thing, or we'll talk a topic or something. Because when we get these massive games like that we're going to be playing, we'll focus on topics instead and talk like industry shit. It'll be fun. Because we got a bunch of topics to talk about too that we haven't. So it's not always about the homework.
Can't wait, man. It's going to be a blast this week. I've got a little bit of like pre-travel anxiety, but once I'm there, I'll be all right.
Dude, I got to fly over the ocean.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I haven't left the island in a year. It's just freaking crazy.
I'm leaving the island of Nebraska.
The island of relevancy. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I'm wearing my Super Madness t-shirt right now, which they will be in Phoenix.
Nice.
Nico, like the main guitarist, are really, really cool, dude. Nico's badass. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be a fun time. There'll be a lot of people that I haven't seen in a year or longer, because I haven't been to Game On in a couple years too. So there are a lot of people out in that area that I haven't seen.
It's my first time going to Game On. My first time in Arizona, period. So,
well, fortunately for you, they changed it to March, because when that shit was in the summer, it was 120 degrees outside. You just go outside, you just melt to the ground. Like, it's so hot.
Yeah,
It was bad.
Yeah.
And I've heard at least
where am I, Qatar?
It's not going to be blistering hot. One thing that's interesting too, and we'll see how this transpires, because it'll happen after 138. The last time I did a panel at Game On, I did it with Nerdy Nick, who does the N-Squared podcast. I challenged him to a push-up competition. And he's Buff Mario, big dude. And I was on the trails of Drill Sergeant and crushed his soul. So I have challenged him again to planks this time. Let's go.
Oh, you guys, yeah, that's all you.
You got a DD-214, and even when you didn't, you were in the Air Force. You wouldn't be able to do nothing.
No, yeah, whatever.
Like, you barely get out of your chair. I don't want.
Whatever. Oh no, when I was in shape, I was in shape. But
when I was in shape,
another story now.
Yeah, but I challenged him this time to planks. So
yeah,
he doesn't know that I've lost 40 pounds since the last time or none of that. So like, I'll still, if he ain't ready though, I will still crush him in some planks. So we'll see. Like, it'll be funny. Yeah, I'll plank on his back because he's big dude. There you go. I'm saying, like, his biceps are the size of our head. Like, he's a big dude.
Jeez.
Yeah, good dude though. Really awesome guy. Yeah, N-Squared podcast is a fun one. They talk wrestling and video games. But at one point he was going to be a third co-host with us, and then the N-Squared took off to the point where he couldn't do both.
Yeah.
So. And I think baby on the way too, and he was getting married and all that stuff. So
I think I remember that. Yeah,
all the things, man. Well, should we stop her up now and let's?
Yeah, I think we're good, and I think
put a bow on it.
Save the rest for Game On.
Game On. So, as always, we do have books available at HagensAlley.com, including this awesome version of Video Game Bullshit Presents the NESDev competition. We make these on hand, so there's no like pre-order minimums. We just did it for fun. And talking about the news, the newest NES makers, the NES makers competition is going on right now. They bite off 4. There's like a freaking 100 games or something in it, though, dude. I don't think we can cover them all. I don't think we can cover them all on the podcast. We'll try. But at Midwest Gaming Classic, which you'll be at, they are doing the finals there to do all the awards.
So cool.
That's pretty amazing. Joe Granato's a crazy dude, like talking scope creep. The guy is awesome. So that's fun. So that is going on. But at Hagen's Alley, we also have a lot of the newest books, the old school books, the NES, the complete NES book. I am taking it with me. It's right here. I am bringing copies for the first time to Game On Expo. That'd be the first place it's available outside the Kickstarter. And then when I get back in town, I'm going to put it up for pre-order on the website, or up for order on the website, because they're in hand. I will allow people to purchase them. I might do it this week before I go to Game On, just so that way people who can't go to Phoenix, Arizona can get a copy of the complete NES. And I do have some of the limited slipcases left, the foil holographic slipcases, which you see the shininess behind me. So I do have some of those in limited quantities available. And then, Tristan, where can they find your video game collectors books, the individuals?
Oh, the individuals, you can find those at vgcollectorguide.com. And then if you're looking for my video game console collector's field guide, that is available on premiumeditiongames.com.
So when you go there, you have to scroll down really, really far because we're buried on there.
Yeah, we're an afterthought.
So that is there, along with all 3 books of the Switch Collector so far, which covers year 1 and 2 of the Nintendo Switch. Volume 1, Volume 2, Part 1, and Volume 2, Part 2. So when we get to Volume 3, that is up there, along with a couple more copies of the Punch-Out book that are available. There's only a few left, but those are up at premiumeditiongames.com. Eventually, we will get them. They're bulk shipping all of our books to us, and then they'll all be at Hagen's Alley in one spot, and you can save on shipping, because that is the one thing we're trying to make sure y'all can save on shipping costs, because these books are heavy. They are crazy. They are beasts. I think that is it. So everybody, thank you for checking us out, and we will see you next time.
Later, guys.
Mahalo.